That's all it takes. Some gem of an idea, two guys willing to put up with the craziness of getting turned down, rejected.
Yeah.
This thing that I just gave you came to me through a friend of mine, and I just got it this
Paul
morning.
Tudor Jones.
Yeah.
He's your friend, honey?
No, somebody sent it to me, and I wanted his name on the document because I didn't think it should be avoided. I got it without his name. I checked
Holy
it out.
crap.
Thank you.
Paul Tudor Jones is trying to revolutionize education in New York City. He founded the Robin Hood Fund. He basically says, I steal from the rich Wall Street guys and help people. That's why he
And
calls it
this
the Robin Hood Foundation.
is something you will definitely relate to. You'll definitely relate to this story. You don't have to read it now, but you will read this and say, wow, that's what an entrepreneur is all about. So,
George, is this Buckley School? Is this where your friend Jam Shear went to school?
No.
He got a Bentley?
Maybe Bentley, I suspect.
Okay, yeah, he was in Massachusetts around here. So, okay, anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, in your leisure, some good stuff there.
Beautiful.
So, tell me about your idea here and how.
So about Terraform?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Terraform is basically a waste oil recycling company. And, I picked up a book. Well, I was involved in a few business plan competition with Dan, and it was an internet business. And, I love the internet. I actually do web design, and I own my own company doing web design now while I'm at school. That's why we haven't launched it, because I still have another semester left. So we're waiting until that's over. But I was involved in some web design businesses. Really wasn't passionate about it. I wanted something industrial. A necessity, something that people
Like shoes.
Something that the economy and people need. So oil, making cars run, making the economy run. I think that's pretty necessary. So I picked up a green book. 75 green businesses to run, and at that point in my entrepreneurial career, I said, I just want to start something. I've written the business plans out and gotten
Our business term, these guys, go with that. You already have a business. Now just launch. He's like, so you don't get 50 grand. He's like, you can get that. You don't even need the 50 grand. You can launch with that. So. Yeah. Sorry, I'm very.
So basically, the business is going to restaurants and taking their oil from their fryers, recycling it, and through a centrifuge, and selling it off to biodiesel manufacturers. Already, we've contacted about 15 plus biodiesel producers. They all say they'll buy any oil that we can supply them with. We have a partnership with one biodiesel company who he's helping us pretty much create the entire process, because he needs a supplier, and it's something that we learned from reading Atlas Shrugged. Your best investors are the people that are gonna need you. So we're talking to him. He's giving us some ideas about other ways where we can make a lot more revenue.
But to give you an idea of how bad they need the recycled WVO, this guy, when I called him, was willing to have a meeting with us and non-commitment partnership. Basically, he was just going to mentor us, show us everything that we needed to know, gave us a tour of all his biodiesel plant, list of all the equipment we need, the things, the do's and don'ts. But we don't owe him anything. The only thing he asked was, if the bid goes through for your first 6,000 gallons, and I'm not the highest bidder, give me a chance to match it. That's the only request he had. And of course, we're very faithful, as Kate has trained us to be.
It's being done on, local levels. Like there is RTI, right, that picks up from a lot of chain restaurants throughout the country.
RTI is a whole anomaly in itself, just because they have a self-filtration system as it goes in, and it filters it out for a certain amount of time, and then eventually they replace it. It does run down the oil completely, though, and it's very expensive. But it is, right in the Midwest, what happened was...
if cash is an issue in the beginning, people will take, excuse the expression, Chinese paper as a long shot. And if you're building this mega company, they feel it... And all it is that you're giving them is paper, but that paper someday may be worth some money as opposed to just the cash. I don't know, just throwing out.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting idea.
Yeah.
We never even considered that.
I can't give my employees raises because things are tight.
Yeah.
So I give them options and they're thrilled. Why are they thrilled? Because 6 weeks ago the stock, believe it or not, was only 6 cents. We're a public company. Yesterday it hit 21. That's the equivalent of something going from $6 to $21 in 6 weeks.
Right.
They own stock at 6 cents. So that's what you can motivate people with if you're trying to stretch the buck.
What would you think would be the like how to really prove an idea?
This one or?
Well, yeah, this one.
Well, you know, I'm going to confess something to you, that people think I'm a genius, right? Far from it. I find one of something that's out there already. I never once have started anything myself without finding the one of something. One store, one Boston chicken store in Newtonville, 40 feet, 15 feet across, 70 feet deep. We're selling rotisserie chicken. Two partners were doing 1.4 in this little place.
Wow.
14 feet, 70 feet deep. The only one in the world, which eventually became Boston Market.
Wow.
So I found one of something that was working. I could look at their financials, I could look at their food costs, I could look at their labor costs, and I could determine that with some little massaging, I could make a franchise out of this. Who buys franchises? People that need a job. Otherwise, you know, that's who buys franchises. Why? Because they're going to pay a royalty, they're going to pay an ad fund contribution. Now, some people start their own business, but the failure rate of those who start businesses in this country is like 5 out of 10. Those who start with a franchise, it's only 2 out of 10 that fail, because they're buying a proven method, formula, recipe, system that can get you to third base. Nothing guarantees you a home run. But if you can get to third base, getting home shouldn't be that difficult.